plants in before we open the shop today at 10. It's 9:44, so I've maybe got about 5 minutes before I'm gonna go pull some orders for online and get the music on, get the blinds up, all the fun things that come with opening a retail shop on a Saturday morning. So I have 8 plants sitting in front of me here, and I've broken them up into 4 categories. So up front here to my left, I guess to your right, maybe you're right, I can't tell. Um, we have the variegated vines that I think you're probably gonna be the most excited about. Behind that, I have some beginner-friendly plants. Up front over here, I have some pet-friendly options, so if that's something you need, pet-friendly here. And then back here, I've got some low-light plants. So if you need a plant maybe for your office or a desk or a room that's just not well lit, these are your options. So I'll run you through all of these, and the good news is all of these are on the site. And additionally, they're all plants we can ship. So we only ship plants up to 140 millimeters in pot size, and that's mostly due to the boxes we use, the rates we set shipping. So if you've ever seen a plant on our site and you're just like, I really want to get it, but I don't live in Canberra, why can't you post it? It's because the shipping rates we offer are designed to fit the exact boxes we have and not have us lose money as a company or have you get a plant that's damaged. So yeah, we are shipping any of these plants though. So let's get started with the variegated vines. So these are the ones I think if you are after a variegated plant, you'd be the most excited about. So first up here, we have the Philodendron Orange Princess, which I'm going to tilt this down here so you can see probably the most hardened off leaf, because this leaf here is just emerging from the sheath and it's not quite hardened off yet, but it is stunning. So this literally Pink Princess, I'm pretty sure she's probably been hybridized with like Prince of Orange and Pink Princess to get this beautiful leaf. And then as the leaves really mature, they go green with the orange flecks through it. So an absolute must for people who love variegation. And the other variegated plant I have that we just got in is this one here. So this is Philodendron Jose Bueno, which has these really beautiful, almost like blizzardy, snowflakey leaves where the leaves are really elongated like a traditional kind of clustering philodendron, but they have some that are, broken up where half the leaf has got your variegation, some that come out full cream with dark spots on them, and then some that are green with these nice flecks through them. So that is Philodendron Jose Bueno. We've got quite a few of those in because they were very popular when we had them in maybe 6 months ago, and we've not been able to really get them since. So they're back. Next up, we have beginner plants. So one that I think has been requested from a few customers. So if you are those few customers and you see this, I only have a few, but they're gorgeous. I'll take it out of here so you can see. Oh, it's stuck in the spot here. This is Syngonium 3 Kings. So this is a beautiful arrowhead-shaped leaf that I love because it has both the dark and the light, and it comes in with these creamy chunks across the leaves. So you'll get some leaves that are mostly green with some really light little bits, but then you'll get some leaves that are mostly cream with a few dark bits. But yes, a very, very fun climbing or trailing plant. So we get them in a hanger. Obviously, we pop the hanger off to post them to you, but you will include it and then you can hang it if you want, or pop it in a pot and just let it kind of cascade over the edge of a shelf. Syngonium's very easy, very fast growing. So if you're new to plants, this is another one I think you should really have in your collection. And more importantly, it is also pretty light flexible. It can be in a really nice bright room, but I would say it also can thrive in a room that's lower light. So Syngonium 3 Kings. And then the other beginner friendly would not be possible without a pothos, and that is Pothos Snow Queen. So Snow Queen is similar to Marble Queen in the fact that it's pothos and it's got creamy white bits, but instead of being flecks and kind of modeled like a Marble Queen is, it's actually going to have these nice big creamy chunks of white or off-white or cream with green. So I'll hold it up here so you can get a good look at the leaves. Stunning. If you want a plant that gives you the splashiness of a variegated plant without spending a lot of money, this one. And you can see they look amazing just trailing right over the edge of a pot. So really, really easy to care for if you were learning to propagate. So if you attend one of our propagation workshops, we pick plants just like this because they're the perfect plants to trial and error different methods of propagation. And when you do cut them, they grow back quick. So it's worth giving it a chop and seeing where you go. So those were our beginner plants. And then up front over here, we have our pet friendly, which I would say both of these are pretty beginner as well. First up is this lovely Stromanthe. Sanguinea, I believe is how you say it. It's on the tag there. It might be backwards for you, but that's, I believe, how you say it. And it's this beautiful, beautiful kind of cluster. It's these really middle, but really the star of the show is the back of the leaves being this burgundy. And Stramanthe is kind of related to Maranta, which is a prayer plant. So these can move with different light. So if you find you put it in a room one time and then you move it somewhere else and it's all of a sudden it's like tilting up and shaped different than it was in the other room, they will turn very quick to address the light. And then at night they can kind of close up a bit. So really fun, easy plant to care for. Maybe likes to have a nibble here and there and you're like, I would prefer not to have any bad issues. That's a great option. The other pet friendly is a really fun plant, and this is Hoya Indian rope. So it's Hoya compacta, and it is just this twisty, curly, windy plant that is a really fun one for a bright space. So if you need a pet friendly plant, but you've got a space that's really bright, almost like think cacti or succulent lighting, this one would be a great option. Hoyas love a lot of light. I find they do better when they even get some direct sun in the morning than letting them just kind of sit in a darker area. But another one that's pet friendly. And then when they flower, you get these really cute little clusters of flowers. A lot of people grow Hoyas just for their flowers, but I always say you only get the flowers for a little bit. So you should probably get a plant that looks nice a lot longer than just when it's flowering. And this one, I mean, come on, it's very quirky, very weird. You could easily swap this trellis out for one of our clear ones and have it really let the plant be the star of the show. But that is your Hoya compacta Indian rope. So I'll move that one aside. And then my last two plants, because I'm looking at the time, I've got 9 minutes till I open the shop, are your low light options. So if you are after something low light, these would be the two I would recommend. So I'll do these ones together. We've got Peperomia caparata, and this is the variegated. So it's like a ripple leaf peperomia. And then your ZZ plant. Both of these can suit that room where you must have a window, or you must be willing to supplement with some artificial lighting for at least 8 to 12 hours a day. Sounds like a lot, but if you have a room that doesn't have a window, these guys need light to survive. So think about it that way. But if you have a bathroom that maybe has a frosted window and is south facing here in Australia or anywhere in the Southern Hemisphere, these would be the plants you'd want because they're going to survive, not thrive in low light. Both of these plants would much prefer something brighter so they can really photosynthesize and get everything they need, but they will manage to survive in a lower light situation. The thing to consider though is that the lower light you give a plant, the more stretched out you're going to need to water your plant. So as an example, this ZZ plant, they grow from tubers. So they've got these nice kind of solid base in here that these grow out of that hold moisture. If I had this plant in a room that was really brightly lit, I might need to water it every 2 to 3 weeks. But if I had it in a very low light room, I might only water it every month, every other month. It depends on the season, temperature, air circulation. There's so many factors. I will say the peperomia is probably going to need a little more moisture than the ZZ does because it does not have those tubers and has a much finer root system. But this is just stunning because it is the variegated finish. So you can see in here, there's little babies growing kind of, hang on, let me see if I can do that, in the crown of the plant. You can see them right there. But also the texture on the leaves, you can see those little flecks of variegation throughout it. And the new leaves growing in there are growing in nice and light and really pretty. So what's great about peperomia as well, they propagate from anywhere on the stem. So if you order this from us and it arrives to you and you've got 1 or 2 stems that are broken, they're gentle, or I mean, they're pretty delicate. It happens in transit, or even if you pick it up and we put it in a shopping bag, by the time you're home, you might have 1 or 2 leaves that are broken off. So long as you have a stem that has at least a few centimeters on it, you can totally just trim the stem, make it a nice needy cut or tidy cut, and then pop that stem in water and it will grow roots right out of the base of the stem. So very easy to propagate if you're learning how to do that. If you want to learn how to do more propagation, keep an eye out because we've got our propagation methods workshop, regular rotation here. At least every month. We've done it twice this month because everybody was so excited and we've sold out every time. So we'll be doing it at least once a month, potentially twice a month. And that is my kind of 8 plants that I think everybody should look at that just came in this week. If you have any questions about these plants, give us a shout, let us know, send us a DM, whatever you might have about these or anything else on the website. How about it? And if you get any questions, we're here. Thanks for watching. See ya.